Hey guys, today we are going to address the slander that has been going on against Druid, brother, and Druid is my class, so we are going to talk about that today. Our boy Asmongold here made some comments. Well, he has been making a lot of comments about druids, so we are going to talk about that today, brother. He made recently like an hour rant talking about this. He also talked about necro, but I don't give a fuck about necro. Fuck necros. Plus, he was completely right about the necro stuff. Blizzard just hot fixed that bullshit on the air, like in the middle of the beta, so it was a big deal. So he was completely right about necros. Who cares? I only care about druids, brother. And he ranted for like an hour reading this Reddit post. I won't go through the whole thing. It will be too much. So I am going just to pick a couple of moments where I want to say something about it. By the way, I am not antagonizing Asmongold here, brother. He's my favorite streamer. I love his content, brother. When I watch his streams all the time, and when I watch them, it is like I am going to class, brother. I am going to the streamer school to learn how to be a good streamer, brother. I analyze and study his streams to improve my own streams and my own content. So this is not antagonizing Asmon. Plus, he's right about this topic too, but I feel there is more context to the druid class that maybe he doesn't know because he doesn't play the class and he doesn't give a fuck about the class. So what I want to do is give more context to those opinions, brother. And there is some cool stuff to know in there about druids. So without further ado, let's just do it, brother.
So the truth is that if two classes are garbage to level and the other ones aren't, that's bad. Why is anybody debating this? That every class should be fun to level. What are we talking about here?
I agree here that we should have fun when we are leveling a class. Completely agree. That is the point of playing a game, having fun. But we have to remember that fun is subjective, and what is fun for some people is not fun for other people. For example, I think that sorcerers suck. They are bland as fuck. They do fucking nothing for me, brother. Sorcerers are like a soulless, bland pop song, but in games, brother. We have been playing mages, wizards, sorcerers for the last fucking 20 years in every fucking RPG. Not only ARPG, every RPG. They are just, at this point, whatever. I am bored of fucking wizards, sorcerers. They suck. But druids are great for me. I love druids. So I have fun playing druid and I hate every other fucking class. So fun is subjective. Now, I understand that there are things that are generally accepted as more fun by a lot of people. For example, people will normally think that going to the movie theater is fun. Yes, there are 3 motherfuckers that don't like going to the movie theater, but the vast majority of people enjoy it. And there is one dude that thinks that it is fun that a big girl wearing high heels is stepping on his balls, and we don't find that bullshit fun because it is stupid, right? I understand these spectrums, but when you are designing a game, you have to understand that you are appealing to several publics at the same time, brother. So yes, I agree that you should have fun while leveling a class, but to do that, you have to appeal to several groups of people because several groups of people like different stuff. So I think he maybe was too harsh with the druid instead in terms of how much the druid sucks. We have to remember that he influences a lot of people, and a lot of people might be thinking about playing the game and they thought that the druid was cool and they said, well, now I don't want to try this yet because the druid sucks because Asmongold told me. And yes, the druid is the weakest class. Let's be honest, this is not wrong at all. That is why I said he's right about this, because the druid is the weakest class for now. We don't know what is going to happen when the game launches, and it is also, at least in the first act of the game, the hardest one to pull off in the campaign of the first act, brother. But he may be discouraging some people that could not care about that if they actually played the game, and now they are not going to try the game, you know.
There's literally not a single way that Barbarian is not better than Druid. It has better survivability, better movement, better damage, better like massive attacks, better like ranged attacks. It's better than everything.
Here he goes on to say that Barb is absolutely better than Druid at everything. Probably true. I don't know. I haven't played the Barbarian, and it is probably true. But you know what the Barbarian is not better than the Druid at turning himself in amazing fucking bear, brother, or wolf. That is where Druid is better, motherfucker. I wanna be a big fucking bear, and the Barbarian can't do that shit. And that is when you go into this realm of you are appealing to different people like different stuff, you know. And yes, it would be better if every class is viable. 100% it would be better. But when you create several classes, this is not easily attainable. Yes, probably the Diablo team should improve their balance work. I don't know, but this is not easily attainable when you have several classes in a game, and you have to have them because this is one of the best appeals that a game like Diablo 4 has. Playing several classes, brother. That is why people are already, the game hasn't come out and people are already thinking, brother, what is going to be the 6th class? What is going to be the 7th class? People like classes, brother. And if you don't want this side effect to happen, then why not have just one good balanced class, you know, one well-designed class, and that's it. Because people wouldn't like it, brother. People want to have a unique class, a unique build, and do their stuff. Of course, it is better if it is viable, but there is a trade-off. You can have perfect balance if you have classes. You like classes, you can have perfect balance. You want perfect balance, then you can have different classes, because it is hard to pull off. Of course, you can try to minimize the gap, and it has been lackluster so far, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt and let's think they are going to improve the balance, brother. You have to remember that in games, people put value in different things. Not everything in games is the meta game, brother. Not everything in the game are big numbers. Some people care about other stuff, the story of the game, going through, playing their fantasy, whatever. So you are putting all of the value in the numbers and on the meta game, and yes, that is really important. It is probably the most important thing, but it is not the only thing, you know what I mean. So we have to put attention to this. Plus, I believe sometimes Asmongold has a weird overlap between casual players and hardcore players, because sometimes he assigns core attributes that are for hardcore players and he puts them in the casual player category. For example, he sometimes says that a casual player might quit the game if their class is not good. I don't think that is how a casual player thinks. That is how a metagamer thinks, because the metagamer is the one that goes to a website and looks for a tier list and what is the best build and blah blah blah. A casual gamer just plugs in the game and play and doesn't care about anything, brother.
I want to be very clear, okay, with the Druid situation. I think Druid plays so fucking badly that it will make people that are playing the game quit the game. I really think that.
And this is the point where I think I have the most disagreement with, because I don't think this is such a big of a deal. I don't think that a lot of people are going to quit because of this. Because again, he puts an emphasis on the casual player. You think about a dude that watch a commercial about Diablo 4. He bought the game, he comes from work, he sits down to play, he looks at the druid. Oh, this dude have 2 worlds, I am going to play with the druid. He plays the druid, he doesn't know what the other 4 classes do. He's playing the game, he dies a couple of times to Bernard, and he doesn't care. He keeps playing because he thinks this is the way the game is supposed to play. Yes, he could be playing sorcerers and 2-shot in Bernard, but he doesn't know. And he's not going to quit the game because he died a couple of times, brother. Remember how we played games before when we were kids? You remember your game, you play, you died 300 times, and you keep playing. You don't quit the game because of this, and you don't waste the money. You already paid $70 for this shit. You are going to play. Are you going to give up because you died 2 times? Then you were going to quit the game anyways if the druid didn't suck, because you are a pussy bitch that at the first glance of difficulty you are going to quit the game. So you were going to quit anyways, brother. But again, a casual player is not going to do that. They come home, they play the game, they die, they try again, 2-3 tries, they kill the boss, they continue forward. And yes, I put the example of Bernard because Bernard fucking sucks. I hate that boss, brother. Probably because I am a druid player, but I believe that that boss just fucking sucks generally speaking, brother. Why the fuck does the boss go down, the succubus go down to the stair, and when you go to the stair to hit it, if you are melee, and I was playing a melee druid, then some black bullshit comes out and hits you. Then you are screwed. You can't go and hit them. They hit you from there and you can go because then the black bullshit comes out. So a ranked class, your hits from afar. That is a bad fucking design class. You can make it that the succubus never goes down to the stairs or that the black bullshit don't comes out. But don't do that bullshit to screw the melee players, brother. If you are trying to purposely handicap melee players, then make us deal more damage, because we are not dealing more damage than the ranked players. I would assume this is cool if we were dealing more damage, but you are handicapping us for no fucking reason. So yes, rant over about the Bernard boss. I hate that fucking boss. But yes, I don't think that a new casual player will quit the game because they are playing Druid and they die a couple of times to Bernard. They kill it, they continue forward, everything is fine and dandy, brother. I believe this is an inflammatory comment. Not enough people. Will one or two people quit? Of course, that happens in life. But will this number be statistically sufficient enough that this will be a problem? Of course not. Of course not. This will not be a problem in the greater scheme of things, brother. Not enough people are going to quit the game because of this reason for this to be a huge deal. Doesn't mean that this shouldn't be fixed, by the way. I hate fucking Bernard, and yes, the Druid is kind of weak starting the game out. But I don't think that a lot of people are going to quit because of this, brother. And again, I believe the class fantasy is so important, brother. The Druid is the only fucking reason I am playing Diablo 4. If there was no Druids in Diablo 4, I wouldn't play that bullshit, brother. That is the complete truth. I believe the other classes are bland as fuck. They don't interest me. They are useless to me. I only care about the Druid. It sucks. I don't care, brother. I turn into a massive fucking bear, into a werewolf. I summon wolves. I summon ravens. I summon storms. I create earthquakes. That is all that matters to me, brother.
So what this means is that if a class starts bad and it plays badly on a fundamental level, this will expand outward to the end game playability of the class. And I think this often happens.
Now, in this graph, he assumes that there is a direct correlation between endgame and early game, and there is a linear progression in classes. This is probably not what is going to happen, and a lot of games have proven to us that this is not how things work. There are probably characters that will have an exponential curve up, and other characters will have it down. That they start strong and they fall off, and others that start weak and then they get stronger. By the way, I am not defending this system. I am just saying that it is probably going to be that way. For example, when you go to a MOBA, you have that support characters level 1 are the strongest characters in the map. They have damage, they have CC, and everybody feels a support. But as the game goes onward, supports start falling off. And carry, for example, in Dora it is like this, and carry heroes level 1 are the worst fucking hero in the fucking map, but when the game goes onward and you are in late game, it is the strongest hero. Why? Because of scaling. These are characters that take more advantage of their gear. So probably Diablo 4 is also like that. Some characters will take better advantage of their gear, and early game when they don't have the gear, they don't make that scaling, you know. Again, I am not defending the system, and I don't know if it is the case, but it could be the case. We are making assumptions in here that we don't know for sure. But the thing is that we have kinda an idea that Druid might get better because we saw or we watched the Riker video where he says that he played a late game Druid and it became his favorite class. He played a werewolf, a storm Druid. By the way, how cool is that? Being a werewolf that summons storms, brother. And he said that it gets really good, that he wasn't suffering from a spirit, he was generating good spirit, and the class became his favorite. So we can assume that it gets better, right? Because Riker said so. He could be wrong too. Maybe it is to his liking and not to our liking, but we have a clue in there. Plus, we have to remember something important. In my opinion, it doesn't matter as much if classes are balanced among them as much as a class is balanced to itself. Let me explain this. I don't care that much how I compare to a sorceress, because when you are going to go to the leaderboard, That bullshit, nobody cares among all classes. Everybody searches for their class. How am I ranking against other sorcerers, against other druids? Nobody searches for the whole fucking leaderboard for everybody. This is the same as WoW. I play a warlock in WoW. I don't look for the whole parses for everybody. I look for the warlock parses to see how I am compared to other warlocks. This is what is going to happen in Diablo 4 too. So what I would prefer is that they balance the classes within themselves. For example, if you are a werewolf druid, that is viable, and a werewolf druid is also viable. Not that I go to the top 100 druids and every druid is a werewolf and there is not a werewolf in there. That would be stupid in my opinion. But if sorcerers clear that bullshit 1 hour, 2 hours faster, I don't give a fuck. I don't play a sorcerer. I am not going to play a sorcerer. I am just going to compare myself against other druids. And by the way, what I said about scaling with gear, that happened in classic WoW too. Warriors they suck at the start of the game because they didn't have gear, but as the game progresses and they get gear, then they become the best fucking class in the game. Again, we don't know if Druid is going to be like this, but there are examples of this in the world, brother. So to finish it up, boys, again, I am mostly agreeing with what Asmon said. I agree that the Druid is the weakest one right now, and I agree it is the hardest one right now. But we needed more context. For example, I don't agree that a lot of people are going to quit because of this, and I don't agree that we know for sure that they probably will suck because of the linear progression of classes, because we don't know. But yes, please buff the Druid, brother, do something about it. I know that balance is hard, but if we are having this much balance problems at level 20 without legendaries, without paragon boards, what is going to happen when everybody is level 100 and we have all unique items and legendaries and paragon boards and glyphs? This is going to be a cheat show. So I know that balance is hard, but please pay a little more attention to this shit and give a lot of love to druids, brother. Druids are the best class in the fucking game. Let's be honest in here, boys. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are fucking awesome. God bless ya. And remember, as the great Bill Hicks said, this is just a ride.